Stock market is down, Bitcoin is flat, and there's horrible news coming out of the macro economy. I'm going to get into that and why Bitcoin is stable. But first, please like and subscribe. Check us down below for our CT Club, where you get our trade alerts, portfolio updates, and you get to see what we are buying in this bear market. We've done really well. Our last trade did a great profit within 2 weeks. Okay, so bond market is at 4.12%. That means the debt market is slightly unstable. It should not be jumping around like that, right? That has sent the stock market down. I think the S&P is just over down 1.31% right now. But Bitcoin is flat. Well, guess what? 48,000 Bitcoin was sent from Coinbase to an unknown wallet. That means big money is buying, putting it onto hardware wallets. Why do I think this is happening? Because Bitcoin is hard capped. Guess what the euro, the yen, anything else is hard capped at? There is no hard cap. In fact, inflation is going absolutely wild. Today we just experienced in the UK 10.1%, and the Eurozone I think is at 9.9%, which is the highest in 40 years. Highest inflation in 40 years. What have I been saying for the last several years? Inflation's not going to stop, okay? It's not. So the more inflation that happens, the more that governments are going to have to bail out the system. How do they do that? They inject liquidity into bond markets like the Guild, the UK Guild, like in the ECB is injecting liquidity into their bond market, and the Federal Reserve is injecting liquidity in their bond market, as we heard from Janet Yellen last week or a week and a half ago, that she's asking the banks, hey, should we inject liquidity into the bond market? Of course they're going to say yes, and banks aren't going to make a freaking killing. So what's happening now because of that inflation is so bad? Just in Germany, 125 years after the foundation of German construction company Wolf Hosch, not Wolf, not the Iceman, but this construction company that's been around for 125 years, insolvent. This is in the last 24 hours, people. Okay. 130 years after the foundation of German confectionery manufacturer Bodeda is insolvent. 156 years after the foundation of German automotive supplier Borgers is insolvent. Okay, and lastly, 170 years after foundation, German soap maker Kappus insolvent. This is literally in the last 24 hours. That's because inflation is skyrocketing. Companies cannot afford to keep doing business because they can't afford raw materials and stuff. And plus, you know, a lot of these companies have made bad bets because they thought everything would be smooth and fine, and it's not. Now, even worse news than all of this, you have China that is now openly admitting that, yes, we are getting oil from Russia to China. So this is oil from Russia to China, and China is now going ahead and sending it from China all the way to Europe. Okay, this is oil, and that's why you're going to experience higher inflation, because it takes a lot more energy and transportation costs to send oil all that way, right? Crazy. And we're going into winter, so you know people can't afford fuel and oil and gas, and guess what's going to happen? Government's going to come in and bail people out. Just in, okay, this has happened a couple days ago. German prosecutors searched the headquarters of Deutsche Bank in connection with an ongoing investigation of the multi-billion euro tax fraud scheme known as Cum-Ex. This is from Reuters. So you're seeing Credit Suisse, which is in very big trouble. I would say they're insolvent right now. I think they're going to get bailed out. And you're also seeing Deutsche Bank, which has been in trouble for a very long time. And I think that people are getting set up potentially for the collapse of Deutsche Bank. And keep in mind, like Deutsche Bank and Credit Suisse, they're much bigger than Lehman Brothers. Like, this is nothing. And so can you imagine the bailout, and all that money is going to be injected into the economy, into bailing out these companies if this happens, if it does. And that's going to create so much inflation. This is why we need Bitcoin, okay? This is just an endless game right now, and it's getting really serious every week that we're here. You know, so you have to be aware that Bitcoin is hard capped. It's not going anywhere, and that it is going to eventually keep up with monetary inflation. That is how it's been. You know, 10 years ago, I think Bitcoin was at 20 bucks. Now look what it is, almost at $20,000, okay?
And it's still cheap.
And it's still cheap, yes. Wait till the next bull market. But anyways, I will get into more news soon. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.